Welcome to the review of the Apprentice STS, E-Flite Apprentice STS, beautiful drone. This which you see in front of you is the E-Flite Apprentice Smart Trainer Fixed Wing Drone, ready to fly straight away, having safe built-in fail-safes. And SAFE, by the way, is an abbreviation which means Sensor Assisted Flight Envelope. What this means is literally that it flies only at certain degrees and angles, amongst such other important things as well. When it comes to the box, this thing has most of the information apart from the manual. So anything you want to know about the drone is on the box. The box itself is too big and cumbersome to actually carry around. Once you take the drone out of the box, that's that. You're probably not going to use the box again, so maybe take photos of all the information on the sides. This drone's younger brother is also on a few simulation services. Phoenix RC, the one that we're using in this video, actually has the younger brother, the S15E. So you can actually train on a drone that is familiar to this one before actually flying this one and accidentally crashing it. First things first, we gotta look underneath. So that is your battery cargo bay. It's a little flap control, nice and easy to use. It's got Velcro to stick the thing down. I'll provide battery links below so that you can get the right batteries for this connection. You'll also notice the little holes there. Those holes do serve a windbreaking purpose, as well as ventilation in supposedly hot climates. I've never used this thing in too hot a temperature. That is a transport or a cargo hold. Who knows why it's there? You can see inside that this thing is a little bit messy as well. If we look at the servos look really good and robust. They connect all the way through to the top there, and then you've got all the cables, the mess that I was talking about. These drones tend to have a bit of a mess, but it's not a big deal. This one's not as big a mess as the Discovery was, at least. Okay, those cables have a left and right connector, which we'll show off. And this propeller is just super damaged because we've had a few accidents. So this is the cargo bay. This is the battery bay where you can see that we can actually stick this thing in. It's a pretty hefty size. So it's a nice big size. You can fit a few batteries inside, and I've never had an issue with it during flight. It's never open during flight. The wingspan is 1.5 meters or 1.49 or something like that. It's tall is what it is. So it provides great wind resistance. It also helps with the performance of the drone. If we were to weigh it up, you can see how far away it actually is, or from one end to the other. It's a good idea to have something on the underneath of the wings. As you can see, we've got this black stickers there, just so that during flight you don't get disorientated. Also, you can check out the servos here for the ailerons. The servos are running pretty nice and easy. They run along the wingspan. You've then got your cables there to connect your wings to the actual body. And like I said, just make sure to have those black, just markings, okay? We just need markings on the bottom, because you can see it's just a plain white plane. So if you're gonna be flying this thing in flight, like you can see here, you can't see the orientation so well. If you go ahead and connect the wings, you need to be aware that you're gonna take up a lot of space. So it's about 1 meter for the plane, and then it's that 1.5 meters for the wingspan. So it's a pretty decent sized plane. It's not going to struggle so much with wind, but it will still struggle. You know, it's still a foamy, so be aware of that. But you can see that the cables there are the left and right. You just need to connect the right cable to the right, and then the left cable to the left. And it's a little bit of a process. You can see me here struggling with it. I'm a one man using both hands, and I still was struggling with it. That's kind of the downfall of the size, is that it's hard to deal with this, and especially when you go to the field and you're dealing with the wind, it's going to be a rough time to sit there and try and hold on to your things as the wind's trying to take it away. What I was showing there is that your cables will literally be labeled AIL or AIL and then AILR. And that's obviously left aileron, right aileron. And you just need to make sure that you connect the right aileron to the right aileron's cables, and vice versa. Once you've done that, you'll see that that doesn't make the actual wings stick on or stay on. You do need to also make sure that the colors are color coded. You can't put a red cable on a black cable, for example. So you need to make sure that the colors are lined up and that the L and R's are lined up. Okay, then now what I'm showing off is that this aircraft has something peculiar about it. You'll notice that it has little knobs, which I'm going to show off. What I'm holding is a bag of elastic bags. Elastic rubber bands. I literally am going to tie these wings down using elastic bands. That's right. I have to use an external resource to actually connect these wings to the drone. There are downfalls and there are upsides. The downfalls is if you're like me and your fingers are just, I don't know what it is, but you just you break it and you break it and you break it, you're going to run out of rubber bands. It's actually going to be a maintenance expense. I'm not even kidding you. However, it might look silly and you might wonder why would they do this? It serves a purpose for crashes. In a crash, the rubber bands will either break or provide elasticity so that the wings actually won't crack open or break open. You can see that the wings connect. You can't separate the wings. You can't disconnect them. They are connected once you've connected them. So the rubber bands serve a purpose of allowing the wings to stay whole even in a crash. And they do serve this purpose. We've crashed this drone in ways that I can't even fathom, and the wings are still fine. When it comes to crashes and holding onto a drone, this is one of the best drones you can get. There you have the on-off switch. So if you put a battery in to a foamy drone, normally it just starts up and then your throttle will just work if you push forward on the remote. This is a fail-safe featured drone. That means they've thought about everything. This propeller will not start up even if you push the remote unless that button is on. So first you put the battery in, then you turn that button on, and then you can use your drone. Here we're now going to go ahead and put the battery in. Again, I did express that you'll need specific batteries. Okay, you'll very much need, specifically, it'll need to connect properly. The size and stuff of the battery isn't such a big deal with this drone because that cargo bay is a pretty big bay. It'll fit quite a few batteries. However, it won't fit every battery. It'll only fit batteries that last maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And also, you will need a very specific connector for this drone. It is the usual connector. Most of the foamies I've used have used the same connector, so it is at least not such a big deal. It's not like it's a unique connector where you're going to have to go and find really unique batteries. However, it is still easy to make a mistake with the batteries when purchasing them for this drone. So that's why I'm leaving those affiliate links down there below. Okay, but that's what I mean. That connector cable there, it needs to be the right type of connection for this drone, because you can get the same battery that has 5 different connectors. So you need to make sure that it's the right connector for the right drone. And you're just going to do that yourself if you want to go ahead and buy those and research yourself. Otherwise, like I said, those affiliate links are down below. But what you can see is you connect the battery, you then tighten it down. Okay, why do you tighten it down and why do they have Velcro? Well, like I said, this drone is a fail-safe featured drone. They've thought of everything. So a big thing that is often not corrected by these type of drones is mass and balance. This drone does that. This drone allows you to connect the battery and keep it nice and tight and secure so it's not sliding around and changing the weight on either side of the drone, okay? That is also, I know I commented earlier, I'm not sure about the cargo bay, but that is also why the cargo bay exists. If you find your drone is becoming nose heavy, just take a rock or something and put it in that cargo bay and it's going to balance the drone out. What I showed off just now, by the way, once you put the battery in, you're not going to have those lights lighting up on the inside. Once you turn the switch on, that's when you have those lights on the inside light up. Your drone is also going to make a noise at you. Okay, it's going to be a beeping noise until that's basically allowing you to know that it needs to be trimmed. I'm not going to lie to you. This drone did get a little bit confusing when it came to the fail-safes. Using the remote, even with different remotes, we couldn't figure out entirely sometimes how to stop that beeping and stuff. I came to realize that there was no beeping in this environment, and that means that the beeping serves a purpose of letting us know that the drone feels unstable or imbalanced. In other words, maybe the ailerons aren't entirely straight or balanced onto each other, or maybe the elevator is a little bit down or whatever it is. What I noticed is that in this environment, when there was no wind, there was no beeping. But when I take this thing into a windy environment, that's where the beeping starts. If we move on to the remote control, so we use the Spectrum series pretty exclusively. We do use other remotes as well. I'll link 2 to 3 remotes for you. But the Spectrum series is the best because we've connected that, or we've been able to easily connect it to all of our foamy fixed wing aircrafts, also because they're the easiest to use and understand, and because we train, obviously we need something that's easy for people to learn on and get used to. This is also an easy remote to hold onto. It's a little bit expensive, but it's actually pretty cheap for what remotes can go for. Plus, you can get two remotes. You can get the 8E and the S, and you can connect the two to allow for instant transition between remote controls. Very useful for if you want to take a friend flying, but they don't know how to fly, or if you want to do training with somebody. This over here is how you're going to charge your batteries. You need to get yourself a fancy smart charging battery station. That's just the way it goes with these batteries. It's the same way with every battery for every one of these drones. I have yet personally to see a foamy that comes with the battery, its own batteries and its own battery chargers. I will link this below, the D100. It's the easiest to use and it's also super simple. So the manual is going to make sense to you no matter who you are and no matter how technologically savvy or unsavvy you are. The only downside is that this one can only charge 1 to 2 batteries at a time. And if you wanted to charge 2 batteries, it's a little bit of a process to set up the second charge point on this thing, but it is possible. I will also link other battery charging stations, just if you want to have something a bit more advanced. Maybe you want to charge 4 batteries at a time, something like that. Okay, maybe you want more features on how to charge your batteries. Ultimately, you're going to maintain a balanced charge cell, which will make sense to you once you get one of these and read the manual, okay? But that's the trick there. You also want to get yourself the LiPo bag, like you see here, to actually store all your batteries. That's a necessity in this day and age with all the regulations. Cool, guys. That was the Apprentice STS review. I don't think I'm going to do another video on this. That is that. If you do want to know additional features about fixed-wing drones in particular, especially the foamies, please do go check out the Discovery, the Sheng-Teng Discovery review. It's basically similar to this, except in that one I'm actually talking about the drone in advanced detail, and I'm also talking about fixed wing drones so that you guys can have a little bit more understanding on how to understand and use these things, okay? But yes, the two foamies that I will recommend all the time is the Sheng-Teng Discovery review, link below in the description, and then this one here, the Apprentice STS. No, not the S15E, the STS, okay? That's the one that you want to get yourself. Okay, the S15E is a little bit outdated nowadays. I've also got other reviews out. I've got reviews on laptops. I've got a review on a phone coming out. Even a vacuum cleaner. Even a vacuum cleaner is going to come out at some point, okay? Why? Just because I want to review things that impress me, and believe it or not, I found a vacuum cleaner that impresses me, so I'm going to review it. But I'm going to be doing cool reviews, smart reviews. I'm going to review things like instruments at some point, this drum kit maybe. I don't know everything yet, but right now the main focus is all the drones. Okay, drones, microphones, and technology. That's the goal. Eventually I want to move into other things, but we'll get there at some point. In the meantime, if you wouldn't mind helping me out by subscribing, leaving a like on the video, and also leaving a comment telling me how I can improve, or what you think I need to change for my videos, or if you think that there's even changes to be made. You know, maybe you like the video and you just want to say, hey man, I like the video, thanks very much. That would warm my heart very much, and I'd appreciate that a lot. But like I said, guys, I've got all the affiliate links down below. I don't actually have them right now. I need to reach 100 subscribers first. Once I've reached the 100 subscribers, all my videos are going to have all the affiliate links there for you. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's just like, here's the drone, go check out the rest of the stuff. I'm going to try and make it as easy for you in this whole purchasing thing as possible. I know personally I am a very, very scared consumer. I suppose you could say that. I don't just spend my money. So I also go into reviews and stuff like this, and I check out what I like, what I don't like. But then I also make sure that I can get all the components I want, that they all will work together, and that they all will be at a certain price. What I'm trying to do here is make that easy for you guys by putting it all there, making sure all the components work together, and trying to find the cheapest of all those components for you guys. So you guys can just go into the affiliate links, and obviously that's going to help me a little bit as well, but it's not yet. You know, right now it's just trying to help you guys, and in the long run, hopefully it'll help me as well. Thanks for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Oh, by the way, videos will be slowing down from this week onwards. Starting next week, you're just going to have a once a week video that's going to be it's going to be heavily produced. So it's going to be nice and well edited. I might release a video every so often on a Wednesday as well, but you can, in the meantime, expect shorts every day where there is not a main video, except maybe Saturdays and Sundays, but I'll see about that, okay? I'll see how well those do versus the other shorts. Anyways, that's my admin stuff. I don't know why I'm opening that up to you. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I love you, and I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.